What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching Twitch implode in real time these past few days, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Between the disaster that was called TwitchCon, the response to the Emiru incident, and Dan Clancy's PR nightmare of a statement, it feels like the company is completely out of touch with the people who built it, which is gamers, streamers, everybody that visits it. Anyways, let's break down what happened, why it's a lot worse than people realize, and what this means for the future of Twitch as a platform. So, to recap real quick, the Emiru incident, the situation at TwitchCon was despicable. During Emiru's meet and greet, there was a security incident that should have never been possible. Period, point blank, period. This isn't some isolated problem. Female streamers on Twitch have been saying publicly for years that they don't feel safe at TwitchCon, and Twitch has continued to do nothing. This guy managed to get through various checkpoints, barriers, security guards, and found his way in front of Emiru's line and literally assaulted her and walked away. And they were just going to slap him on the wrist with a 30-day ban off Twitch instead of banning him from the event. They eventually decided to ban him from the event after a stink was raised about it, and it went viral all over the internet, and it made Twitch look horrendous. But this is ridiculous. When your biggest names are saying, I'm not going to TwitchCon, that should have been the red flag of the decade, but instead, Twitch ignored it. I don't know who works in their PR, but whoever's giving them advice to ignore stuff, they need to be fired. And then Twitch pretends to be shocked when something bad actually happens. So the CEO, Dan Clancy, finally responded, and he made this post, which we're going to take a look at, and we're going to just decimate, because there is no accountability at all with what he's saying here, guys. This is a word salad. It's PR fluff. It's a copy-paste apology that feels like it came straight out of AI. Chat GPT. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Here's the statement, and it's a lot of words. So he says, first, I want to be upfront and take accountability. Are you kidding me? You want to take accountability for the security incident after how many days? Almost a week? That occurred during Emiru's meet and greet. It shouldn't have happened, and we take that very seriously. We failed both in allowing it to occur and in our response following. We mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to Emiru for all that took place. Yeah, he also had a bad look when he was being, I think Taylor Lorenz interviewed him, and then they had like a Ask Me Anything where people were able to ask him questions. One of them was a military veteran that pressed him pretty hard about it. And this dude, Dan Clancy, who's a CEO, needs to be fired immediately. Not to mention, he was also allegedly found on FaceTime with like a young girl, and he's just a gooner overall. This isn't just about one bad event, Dan Clancy. It's about leadership culture. You're the CEO. Okay, Dan Clancy, you have a bad habit of trying to look relatable. You join streams, you do awkward interviews, you show up at after parties like you're one of the creators. It's like you want to be a streamer so bad, but you need to realize you're the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company that's owned by Amazon. You're not supposed to be one of the streamers. You're supposed to lead to them, okay? When a streamer's assaulted at your convention, the last place you should be at is at a party. Yet that's exactly where Dan Clancy was, guys. Hours after this incident, he was at an after party. Imagine that. The CEO of Twitch just hanging out, drinking, while his whole entire team is fumbling a PR nightmare. A response to a major safety crisis, guys. Again, that's not leadership, that's negligence. Now, continuing on, he says, what we are doing moving forward, for meet and greets, we begun a complete analysis of the incident that took place, as well as other issues that came to our attention after TwitchCon concluded. We're examining everything from how we do signups to the layout to increase security controls. Stuff that they could have did already, right? Stuff that they could have did already. We're also doing a comprehensive review of overall event safety and security. Okay, again, stuff that you should be doing, and we'll be making updates for future TwitchCons. While we won't be sharing all security updates for privacy and safety reasons, we will keep our community informed about changes that directly impact attendees. Look, buddy, I go to several conventions a year. throughout the last 14, 15, 16 years, I've never seen an event such as TwitchCon be so disorganized, so unsafe, so insecure. Uh, just it's dangerous. I've never seen an event like that. I've been to several hundreds of conventions throughout the years. How do you guys not know what you're doing with being a multi-billion dollar company? You should have all the resources in the world to make it the world's safest event. That makes no sense. Continuing on, it says, we have concerns about IRL streaming at TwitchCon. Twitch has evolved over the years, and IRL streaming is part of Twitch, but we need to ensure that TwitchCon meets the needs of variety participants. We will be reviewing how we handle IRL streaming at TwitchCon, and we'll have more to share soon. So, yeah. Because one bad seed that you guys could have taken care of, a lot of other people that are actually good creators of a whole genre, a whole category, IRL streaming, are going to be punished. Then they go on to say, finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility across the event. We're reviewing with our teams, including our production and venue staff, so that we're better equipped for future events. You put a lot of trust in us by attending TwitchCon, and we take our responsibility to keep you safe seriously. We know that TwitchCon means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us. Be on the lookout for more updates, and thanks for being a part of Twitch. Yeah. Again, like I said, a lot of word salad right there, a lot. And predictably, the community is destroying him for it. Now, his post is getting ratioed into oblivion. There's tons of thousands of reposts dunking on him. Streamers, viewers, even former Twitch employees are calling for his resignation. And we're going to look at some of these highlights, but there was stuff like somebody saying your own staff are predators. You said nothing. You released this on a Friday afternoon in hopes it blows over. Another said you've been called out for years for allowing harassment, for ignoring safety, for letting rule breakers stay on the platform if they make you money, like Hassan, right? And honestly, they're right, guys. These people are right. Twitch has created this weird ecosystem where rules don't matter if you're profitable enough. We know that they have favorites. And that's why the community has zero faith left in this leadership team. I don't even stream on there anymore. But just speaking of responses, you can see right here, right away, Smash JT says step down. Cooking right off the bat. Savvy says ha 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 ha. Bros, year after year, your own staff are predators. Even after my issues, things never change. Nina Infinity says you're right. You and your company are a disaster. Changes need to be made, starting with you stepping down as CEO or the board voting you out. JB says, okay, weirdo, you platform radical terrorists who abuse their dogs. I mean, just getting absolute freaking cooked. Use this as a ban Hassan Abi button. We got the White Rabbit. You forgot to write effective immediately. I'll be stepping down as CEO. I think he needs to step down. I think he needs to step down. 110 fucking percent. This dude is scum. Scum. So here's why this story matters, guys. Even if you do not care about Twitch, oh, I don't stream, I don't care about Twitch, this is a case study and how platforms lose trust, all right? When your community feels unheard, unsafe, disrespected, it doesn't matter how big your brand is, it will collapse from within. And that's what we're seeing in real time with Twitch, guys. Twitch isn't just losing users, it's losing creators. It, you know, the people who are Twitch are the creators. The loyal streamers, when your most loyal streamers are saying, I don't feel safe here, and your CEO solution is, well, we'll look into it. That's not a fix. That's literally a death sentence for your website. So let's be real, guys. Twitch has been on life support, at least for the last, 3 years? I would say 4, maybe 5. Amazon's been funding their losses. The 50-50 split that they give creators is absolutely outdated. The platform is bleeding goodwill faster than ever. And the only real move that they have left is simple. 3 words. Fire Dan Clancy. Fire Dan Clancy. Let's get that in the comments, guys. Fire Dan Clancy. Bring in somebody who actually understands the streaming community and somebody that prioritizes safety over PR optics that don't even matter. Because if Twitch doesn't change now, it won't matter who's streaming. There won't be a Twitch left to stream on. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think down below in the comments? Should Dan Clancy step down? Or is there a chance, small chance, that Twitch could turn this around? Drop your thoughts below. I'll be reading every comment. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscription button. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I can't do it without you. Thank you for watching.